Doot, knocking on my front door. I had time, man. I had time. Whole thing had time. Let's see now. It is 5:45. I'm Danny Bonaduce. This is Casey, okay? Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Paul.
Good morning to you.
Morning, kids.
Morning.
And all new possible kids that are back there. We'll have to go through this later in the day and find out who's working on this show today.
Roll call.
Talent everywhere. Talent everywhere you look.
Present.
So, oh, good. I'll unwrap it here. Oh, wrong. So here's the thing. There is, I was going to say ungodly, but that is exactly the opposite of what happened. There is a banging on my door. You ever had the cops bang on your door in anger?
I have not.
Oh,
I have not had the pleasure.
It's a thing to get used to, I'll tell you. Or a thing not to get used to.
Yeah.
But either way, it's a very specific banging.
Yeah.
It's 5 bangs instead of 3. Instead of like a
5?
normal knock, it's harder than that. I can't even do it harder than that because of my knuckles. But listen, it's this.
Yeah.
That's the cops knock. There's no two ways about There's no two ways. That's the cops.
Right.
And then, who else is it if it's not the cops? It's a criminal.
Yeah.
It's a crazy person banging on my door that, well, I happen to be, and this sounds so weird for me, cooking. I'm in the kitchen
Really?
cooking something. And we have places to be. Was yesterday Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the Buddhist thing to do, and then we go out to lunch after that. So I don't know what I'm making because it's got to be 10, 10:30, 11 tops, and then we're out the door. So they bang like that. First thought is, what do the cops want? And interesting, I've noticed when the police get behind me these days, I don't panic like I used to. I've done nothing wrong in 25, 30 years. There's less reason to panic. But when they bang like that, am I being swatted? What's happened? Did I do something? Are those tickets that I get on the 520? I pay them. Did they not get there? Is there a warrant? Although it's an aggressive knock just for a warrant. So I'm cooking something and I realize I have a fork in my hand. If this is a maniac, I'm going to stick this fork in its neck. That's my absolute plan. If it's a maniac, I'm going to fork it. That's what I'm going to say to it. I'm going to look at it, I'm going to say fork it, and then I'm going to stab it. So I stick it in my back pocket where I figure I can get to it in time. So police, I'm going to yell, oh, I got a fork in my pocket. Please don't kill me. And I'm going to lay down on the floor no matter what. Even if they're collecting for the policeman's ball. Although policemen don't have balls, do they?
No, I don't think so.
Firemen have balls.
Some do.
Yeah.
Not all of them, though.
No. Ball, like the dance to raise money.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The police have balls?
Sometimes they do, yeah.
All right. So anyway, I go down there and I got my fork and I'm completely ready. And I open the door. It's a woman about my age dressed very conservatively and another younger woman dressed very conservatively. And I got it right away. Well, no, I don't because they have a clipboard. This could be a some kind of survey or will you sign my petition or thing like that. But I'm not leaning towards that.
Have you heard the good word?
That's what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And that's exactly what they said.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
goodness.
guessed it, sister. It's exactly what they said. So anyway, they say, have you heard the good word? And I said, yeah, I have, actually.
Yeah.
And so they talk for a second. I'm not going to be too rude to them. All I have to do is close the doors. And I even open all the way because I really did think it was kind of a maniac. Maybe I opened it a little bit further. And the lady says to me, I said, just like that.
Yeah.
Which one? Because I know them all. And she looks at me almost exasperated. And now I figure I'm being, challenged, if you will.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, I just think, and she's about to say something she said, I don't know, like I'm lying or something. I'm exaggerating a bit. There's a lot of them to know.
Sure.
She says, wow, it's been said that anxiety, and I said, anxiety in a man's heart will slow his work and tasks. It's John, isn't it? And she goes, well, she didn't say anything, so it'd be bad radio. She goes, because I don't think she expected me to know.
You caught her off guard.
And she said, well, yes, and that's amazing that you know that. And I'll tell you another thing. Anxiety comes a lot in the Bible. I said, yeah, it's a psalm. Put your anxiety to God. God will handle all ills. She goes, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. Gives her a card, walks away. I out Jehovah the Jehovah's, man. Oh, by the way, that's what they were Jehovah's, and they did say this were the Kingdom Hall. By the way, they did not say Jehovah's Witness.
Really?
No.
I said, what religion? And they said, we're from the Kingdom Hall. I didn't realize that till just now, that they didn't, And I said, oh, wow, only a Jehovah's Witness I ever knew was Michael Jackson. I went to school with him. Well, that throws a little monkey wrench right in everything right there. They just want to talk about Jehovah's Witnesses. So she tried like it now became Jeopardy. It now became you'll never get this.
Right.
What are locusts? What are swarms of beetles? What are raining blood? So anyway, she gave me a couple more. She went away, and I was, I don't know, kind of excited to be honest. They're very nice. Nobody got their feelings hurt, but
Yeah.
she did not. She did not cast her net. Also Proverbs. Wide enough to stump the Dooch man on the Bible. I like it when you come to my door to discuss the Bible and you leave going, man, I should have brushed up on this. That guy knew stuff.
So did they change their name like the Mormons?
I don't know. I didn't realize, like I said, till just right now.
Yeah, strange.
That they're from the Kingdom Hall. I think, much like Mormons and, polygamy and things like that, for whatever reason, the Jehovah's Witnesses think they've gotten a bad rap. I can tell that they do. So I don't know if they've officially changed the name of their religion, but she didn't say it. What religion are we discussing here? Oh, we're from Kingdom Hall.
Interesting.
So I knew what she meant, but yeah, she wouldn't say it.
I think particularly that they feel like they've gotten a bad rap for the going door to door. And so
Yeah.
if you're going door to door, it's probably a good strategy to leave that out.
So my conversation and conversational skills, though, that I thought, saved. I think if God was smiling on me or the Jehovah's Witness lady, he picked me. Bonaduce, you surprised me. That's what I think he said, because he likes me. So then I went to a Japanese restaurant with my lovely brother. First, we went to the meditation class, and I think it's a trick. I don't know if it's Buddha or God or somebody, some saint named Steve, the saint.
Yeah.
Whoever is putting weird obstacles in my way before or after meditation class. And Buddha's where we're trying to be nice to everybody and think nice things about me. Somebody cuts me off every time. And not just cuts me off and it's an accident. I'd let that go. But the guy yesterday, you had to merge because of road work. And every car was letting every other car go.
Yeah.
They were just being polite.
Take your
and
turn.
merging. So I start to merge, and this guy speeds up level with my bumper. So now I'm on not a 45-degree angle, but I'm going to go into his lane.
Yeah.
And he's there. And so I just smile at him, and he's going, stop, 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 stop. That was stop, by the way. But because I started 10 inches from his car, and when the guy decided to back down, I was 1 inch from his car.
Wow.
Looking out the window saying, I'll hit you. I crashed right into you. I mean, saying crazy words. And I won that one. Then I went to Buddha school, and they said, hey, don't do that. That's very bad. So after Buddha school, I took Amy to this Japanese restaurant because when I'm watching my girlish figure, I don't do the wonton Wednesdays and eat Chinese food. We do wasabi Wednesdays, and we eat raw fish.
Okay.
It's much better for my girlish figure. So we go to this place. It was really, they had a great menu. But I'm talking, we're ordering 12 different things. There's a little menu where you order different stuff. We'll have the crab. We'll have the soft shell crab hand roll. We'll have the spicy tuna gunkin. I don't even know that was a thing. Like 20 different things from the menu. We're going to split them all.
They all sound yummy.
And he doesn't write anything down.
Oh.
And English is not his first language, although we're talking in the language of his menu, so maybe he'll get it. And then Amy says, oh, by the way, do any of those things have shrimp in them? And the guy says, no. And she looks at me and says, I have an allergy. Are you sure there's no shrimp in the calamari, whatever it was? And he goes, no. So he brings out this roll. It's the tiger roll. And we say, I don't think we ordered that. And again, it's super hard to understand English. He tells me that we did order. And I said, oh, what the hell? So we go to eat it. And then he goes, what's that in the center? So I dig into this roll, and it's a whole shrimp, big one.
Wow.
It's cut up in the whole roll. It goes all along the middle of the roll.
Yeah.
And so I call the guy over, and I say, hey, man, that's really dangerous. She told you she had an allergy, and you brought us something we didn't order, insisted that we did, and it had shrimp in it. And he says this, which doesn't help me at all.
He just stares at you silently.
So I say, sumimasen. Ebiwa, and I'm concentrating because it's been a while since I said, and these are weird conflicts of words I'm going to try and say. I said, sumimasen. Ebiwa, abunai, boku no sumawa, ona kasita desne, wakarimashita ka? And he goes, what? Turns out to be Korean. That is like the word. I never do that for fear of that. Like, that's a bad thing to do. You can't do that. So I said, shrimp's dangerous for my wife. And he said, sorry, and didn't give me a check.
Aw.
Well, some breaking news this morning. More bombs are being found in New York City. As we reported yesterday morning, packages with bombs were sent to prominent Democrats and critics of Donald Trump, but now one was sent to somebody not really thought to be a prominent politician, Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Now, we're also finding out...
Nobody deserves to be bombed. Let me just say that. That is completely wrong. Although, I'd be willing to bet that that bomber saw the movie The Comedian and got a little upset by it. Misunderstood the expression, well, that's a bomb.
Oh.
We're also finding out one was sent to Delaware to Joe Biden's place. So 9 bombs are now being investigated. As I said this morning, one being sent to Robert De Niro, to his Tribeca Grill restaurant. It's the same building. And his production
Same building
company.
As what?
It's a big building, so it's not like it was sent just to his restaurant.
Right.
It was sent to the building that houses his restaurant and his production company.
Oh, yeah, okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, so it's not a standalone. It's
Did you know
a
that guy
building.
owns Nobu?
Yeah.
I didn't
Well,
know that.
part owner.
Part owner, but
Yeah.
part owner of a bunch of them. And he started that ball rolling
Long
just
time
with
ago.
loving that chef.
Yeah.
Well, they are saying that these packages are a treasure trove of evidence.
Yeah, like I told you yesterday because I'm smart.
They said these are going to have DNA. They're going to be able to track this person. However, at the present, we have no idea who's sending them and how many more are out there.
Well, I feel like I overestimated yesterday when I said 10 days he's caught. And for the same reason that they're saying, I said there's trace evidence. The gunpowder that you buy, it's somehow tagged to let you know what state and store you bought it from. The tape, DNA all over it. And no matter how careful you are, that guy we busted in now 9 days. I'm thinking about revamping that guest to,
Sooner?
next Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll take next Tuesday.
All right.
Yeah, I like that. A judge in Washington state is being hailed a hero after chasing down 2 inmates who fled from his Lewis County courtroom. 2 defendants, Cody Howard and Tanner Jacobson, were wearing handcuffs and jail sandals. They were in a courtroom appearance when they decided to flee. The judge, R.W. Buzzard, quickly left.
Where was Boss Hogg when all this was happening?
He quickly leapt from behind the bench, threw off his robe, and chased the escapees.
I was wondering about that. It can't be easy to run in the robe.
They're shorter than you think, but yeah, I think especially going downstairs.
Yeah.
Have you ever worn a formal gown and climbed downstairs, Paul?
I have not,
it's
but I've
tough.
heard it's difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Especially in heels.
Yeah.
Well, one of the people fleeing fell because he was wearing sandals and handcuffs.
Yeah.
Can't be easy to run in that. The judge was able to tackle them, hold on to them until he got some backup.
Where's the bailiff? Why is he
And by
not
the
doing
way,
his
is
job?
that actually what happened? He tackled these guys?
He got one of them into what they are calling a bear hug, held on to him until people arrived. Now, the bailiff, it turns out, because a lot of people wondering that same question,
Right.
Paul, there were other inmates in the courtroom.
He's got to guard the other guys.
Yes. So the judge is a hero. Pretty cool. What do you
I'll
mean?
tell you what.
You can't the
What?
judge. Take
You
that
can't.
I
back.
can.
Even
hang
I
on.
wouldn't.
Okay. Who's a tough guy? Who's tougher than me?
Chuck Norris, that's
Chuck
pretty
Norris
much the only
tougher
guy. I
than me.
Yeah,
think.
that's all I
Only
was
guy in the
gonna
whole
say the
world.
same thing.
But he would kick my ass. Can we all agree on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
He would kick my ass. I'll headbutt that bastard to death if you put him in handcuffs.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I'm going to chase these guys down the stairs. They can't go fast because they're in handcuffs and sandals.
He also could have just sat there and said, I'm a judge. I'm not chasing after
Yeah, but
somebody.
instead, he could have been all over the network news and now running for office.
He's a badass.
and now they can't go back before that same judge, right?
It's true.
I would imagine
He's got to
not.
recuse himself.
Yeah, or the other lawyers will say.
Yeah.
Although I had a judge really say essentially he didn't like me. Well, it had nothing to do with the charges. He didn't like me. He didn't like my attitude.
Wow.
He didn't like what I stood for. And I'm going, dude, I'm 5'6". I barely stand for anything. Also didn't find me amusing. And then my lawyer said, well, you just said you don't like my client. You have to recuse yourself. And he said, no. And then he didn't.
Wow.
So I don't have to.
Paul Allen's sister, Jody Allen, has been appointed to oversee the late billionaire's estate and carry out the terms of his will. Now, he was not married, did not have any children, and his family has issued a statement saying that Jody Allen has been appointed executor and trustee of his estate according to his instructions. So she will ensure her brother's vision is carried on through the Paul G. Allen Family Foundation. His net worth was about $20.3 billion. holdings, of course, include the Seahawks, the Portland Trailblazers, and Vulcan. And we don't know what he wanted to happen, but his sister will be the person making sure it does.
Well, didn't his sister say she doesn't want the teams?
Yeah, those are the reports that she doesn't want
She
to be
doesn't
the
want
owner
the
of the
teams, and
teams.
therefore she's most likely going to sell them, right?
Yeah, and they have prospective buyers already lined up.
lined up.
Apparently, all the NFL owners, that's part of the deal. They have to set that up, and once you become an owner, then you say, "Here's what happens in the event of my death," and then the owners clear other prospective buyers.
Right. You were talking about that yesterday. I think it was off the air, though, that there's already prospective buyers in the shoot because that's standard procedure.
Yeah.
Right.
Stocks closed sharply lower on Wall Street yesterday, led by a swoon in technology companies. It was a bad day on Wall Street. The S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial Average erased their gains for the entire year.
Yeah.
High-flying companies like Netflix and Amazon took some of the biggest losses. Tech companies taking huge losses. On the plus, Boeing was doing just fine. But overall, the Dow fell 608 points, 2.4%. The NASDAQ, 4.4%. What some are saying is in correction mode. But today, we will find out if it will rebound. What will happen today, we'll find out in about 18 minutes.
All right, so just because I have barely an understanding of all this at all, I will tell you in a way I think that I would understand it, and that is we're real happy the other day at 26,500 for the Dow Jones. That's what it was up to.
Yeah.
And record setting, and had been, toying with that for months and hitting it, not hitting it. And so let's just say the stuff it was 26.5. It's now 24.5. That's huge.
Yeah,
People
it really is.
lost fortunes. And the NASDAQ, which is worse, I'm pretty excited when it hits 8,000, which it did, world record ain't life grand. It's like 7,300 right now, which is a big deal.
I feel like there's a lot of people on Wall Street that should have been listening to Jim the Flagger every Monday. They could have figured this out in advance.
And yesterday, finally, the people in Saudi Arabia have started talking about what happened to the journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
Well, they haven't stopped talking about it. They've just been lying.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Crown Prince who finally spoke out yesterday.
You mean the actual murderer?
He did not commit the murder.
Well, he didn't. He
Not
wasn't
of his
there,
own
but
hand.
it's
Did not
his
commit
order.
the murder.
For
That
sure
is
his
fact.
order. For sure his order.
Mohammed bin Salman called Khashoggi's killing a heinous crime that cannot be justified. He spoke at the Future Investment Initiative conference in Riyadh and was asked about it by the moderator and said that this was a heinous crime and justice would prevail.
Did he vow to find the real killers? Because OJ said that, right?
Yes, he most certainly did.
Donald Trump has called for a full investigation. Turkey wants a full investigation. Bid to reduce crime.
Yeah, good call. Everybody's listening to the Dooch Man this morning.
Yeah.
I say it on the radio show yesterday. It comes true today. I'm going to say it today, and Mexico's going to come in line with legal pot.
Well, some are saying they're listening to Canada instead of Danny Bonaduce, but
Well, that's stupid.
Yeah, who would listen to Canada?
Yeah, what frequency do they come in on, Sarah?
well, they have said they're thinking about it because they have so many people in jail for drugs. They have such crime. They've got the worst murder and homicide rates in years. Now,
They should legalize murder and homicide. That would cut down on virtually all of that crime then.
No.
You wouldn't have the
No.
crime of murder and homicide if you got
That's
rid of the
very,
crime
very-
of murder and
very-
homicide.
You got me there.
We had a 100% reduction in the illegal murder.
So basically, if you run Mexico, the movie The Purge is going to be your
Yep.
guideline.
Pretty much.
pretty
Yeah.
much. They need to do something, and they're just thinking maybe the legalization of marijuana would help, but we'll see because this is the newly appointed foreign minister, so we're not sure exactly how this would go through and if it will go through, but they're thinking about it.
And although I was about to say it always going to take years for everybody to come around, seems like Canada moved real fast, which
Yeah.
is not the Canadian way. They invented curling. They don't move fast, but they did on this one.
Just text that word bank right now to 200 for your chance to win $1,000, and we will give you more chances to win throughout the day, every hour.
$1,000.
Yep.
Love that. An industrious beaver in Germany felled a huge tree. Well, that's what they do. They eat wood.
Yeah.
Only this one fell onto a yacht, smashing the yacht, narrowly missing the couple who were on board.
Oh, wow.
They were partying. They were having a
where
good
was
time.
this?
When?
Where?
Germany.
Germany?
Is it much warmer in Germany than it is here right now? Because I'm not on the back of a yacht.
No, it's about the same.
Is it about the same? I guess I couldn't believe I woke up this morning because I was freezing. And I think my freezing is psychosomatic. When I hit my temperature app, 56 degrees at 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever it was. That's not that cold.
Well, this was a huge tree, a 65-foot tree. And the beavers just gnawing on that wood, having a good old time. And then the yacht goes sailing by, just one of the worst timings.
Was Crazy Mary driving that boat?
I bet she was.
Well, the good news is the beaver's okay. The people on board are okay. The bad news, the yacht's not okay.
Yeah,
That's not okay. By the way, I don't care if that beaver's okay. He ate a tree until it smashed a yacht. If that beaver hadn't existed, that yacht would be fine.
True.
I vote for yachts.
They've got the craziest teeth.
Yachts?
Germans?
British? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
God, my daughter's marrying one of them this weekend.
A British?
Yeah, British
beaver?
with teeth.
Does he have teeth?
He does have teeth. And well, I don't really know for sure. He's 6'8" tall. It's hard for me to see his mouth.
Yeah, it's way up there.
But I can tell you all about his belly.
Yesterday, at about 1 o'clock, a C-17 Globemaster III assigned to the 437th Air Wing at Joint Base Charleston inadvertently dropped a military vehicle over North Carolina.
Well, that's not
Sorry,
good
I'm
at all.
laughing. According to the Joint
Is
Base...
everybody okay? Because I'm laughing too.
Yeah, everybody is okay.
The Jeep's probably not in real good shape.
The Humvee is not okay. This was a C-17. They said took off from Pope Army Airfield, Fort Bragg. Routine air test. And then they accidentally dropped a Humvee prematurely over Cameron, North Carolina, 5 miles from the drop zone.
Wow. Hey, Paul, who am I? My fort's way better than your fort will ever be.
You're Fort Bragg.
Damn right I am. All right, just checking to see how my impressions are working this morning.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, they're investigating to try to figure out exactly who dropped
And this
prematurely.
is the Seamaster what?
This was a C-17, but a C-17 Globemaster III.
Globemaster 3, possibly one of my favorite rappers. Globemaster 3, sup?
Normally, when they drop that Humvee, doesn't it have a little parachute that automatically goes out?
That's if they want to do it on purpose.
Yeah.
And it's not a little parachute, it's the size of Wyoming. to
True,
stop
I
that
guess it
thing.
is a Humvee. It's got to slow down.
Well, some criminals are making news for all the wrong reasons. A couple of criminals went to a cigarette shop, an e-cigarette shop, where that stuff inside it's expensive. There's a lot of stuff in there for these e-cigarettes.
Right.
Well, the owner, Didier, says that half a dozen armed robbers showed up in the middle of the afternoon to his store.
Well, Didier or didn't you? No, I'm sorry.
What?
That was terrible.
It was really bad, but it had to be done.
If
Yes,
it gets a giggle,
it
there's
did.
no such thing as a bad one.
Yeah. So Didier told them
So we did here.
3 o'clock is not the best time to hold up a store.
All right. You
If
got to
you-
wait till the end of the day, then you have more money in there.
Yes, that's what Didier told the
Really?
criminals.
Was it 3 in the morning or at 3 at night?
3 in the afternoon. He said, not enough people have been here today. This is clearly not a good time to rob the store. You need to come back.
Yeah, after evening rush.
That's what he told them.
Really?
So what did they do? They showed back up at 5:30.
They left and came back.
Yes.
Wow.
Didier said, still too early. You've got to buy a watch. Come back at 6:30 when the shop is ready to close, and then you can rob me. Well, they did.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
That's what he said. He was so stunned that these people came back, and when they did, guess who was inside waiting?
Who?
The police.
No.
He said this was like a comedy. They're being called the worst robbers in Belgium. They have been arrested.
How many robbers are there in Belgium? I thought they didn't do that kind of stuff there.
5 of these hopeful criminals were arrested, including a minor, but a 6th person did get away.
Wow. That's.
The smart one.
I went to a pot store yesterday, not the one right around here, one closer, I guess, to the Buddhist place that I was. And I think they broke the cardinal rule of any business that sells any perishables or ingestibles or anything like that, which would be don't get high on your own supply. Oh my God, these guys were wasted. And it was so annoying. Like they couldn't figure anything out.
Oh.
I just asked for stuff and how much it was, and just for fun, because I could see it was wasted. I said, now what's the tax on this? Knowing there's no tax on this because it's federally illegal. He got out a calculator. He asked his friend. She didn't know. And then at one point, this girl was wearing really baggy pants, much like parachutes, pajamas rather, except down by her shins there were pockets.
Oh.
And I said, if you needed a dime out of those pockets, could you get it? And she couldn't get what I was saying. If I just, oh, and she starts to bend as far over, and I went, oh man, I just asked the girl to bend over in the pot store. Everything about this place is troublesome.
Planters is joining forces with a craft brewery called Noon Whistle to create a new IPA for National American Beer Day.
National American Beer Day.
Yeah, you're right. So National American Beer Day happens on Saturday, and Planters.
It's this Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to get some beer.
Got to get some beer for National American Beer Day.
Yeah.
Make sure it's American beer, not German beer. They are coming out with Mr. IPA Nut. So you know the Mr. Planter, the Planters Peanuts has that mascot.
Yeah.
It's going to be a beer made with peanuts and have a slightly salty finish. They said that the peanuts go with any kind of beer, but they wanted an IPA, so it's peanut IPA beer.
So here's the thing on that everything you have ever told me about of these handcrafted beers that have this and that in it, and hair and facial hair.
Yeah, space dust.
Walt Disney's lip drool or whatever the hell you're putting in, that kind of thing. But it never tastes like this. Is this going to actually taste like nuts?
I'm hoping they'll send me one, but they said, yeah, this is supposed to taste like honey roasted peanuts.
Well, that sounds delicious.
It's a little crazy. I have a brand new beer blog up right now, kzok.com. I had a super dark beer, which was delightful, a black stout, outlandishly good.
Cool.
You can see that up right now, kzok.com. It's brought to you by 210 Brewing Company at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort, proud sponsors of my beer blog. McDonald's are doing something new that they have not done in many years. They are offering a new breakfast sandwich.
The McRib? Tell me it's the McRib. The morning McRib.
The morning McRib.
That's what I
Great
want.
idea.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, that is not what's
Duh.
happening here. They said that there are a lot of people who modify their order at McDonald's, and they have taken that modification and made it into a sandwich. A lot of people want a bigger sandwich. Instead of ordering two, they ask for extra sausage patties. So they have now made a modified version of the Egg McMuffin, 2 slices of cheese, 2 sausage patties, bacon, and egg.
Sausage and bacon?
Yep.
And egg.
And egg?
Yep. You can,
And English muffin.
Wow.
Yeah.
or as a biscuit, or as a McGriddle. So you can get it as any of those, but it's a bigger one. They said people wanted more of the meat inside. so
Yeah. I'm getting one on the way home. Is it
Yeah.
in stores now?
it is.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, there's not a McDonald's on my.
Barber man was arrested after he drunkenly pulled his convertible into a driveway, went inside a home that was not his, used the toilet, and then tried to flee. Well, I guess when you got to go, you got to go. This
Yeah.
was a Mercedes. He was driving a nice car, Mercedes convertible, silver, and pulled in and opens the door to the home. There's somebody inside. He said, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I just need to use the bathroom." And he said, "Well, I've got kids here." He said, "I just need to use the bathroom." Well, while he was inside using the bathroom, police are.
They open the door. The second you do that, believe me, I know a little bit about these kind of laws. And the second he does that, it now becomes a civil matter. I don't want this guy here. He's not welcome here. Well, throw him out. So they're going to arrest him because most people don't know the letter of the law as well as I do. But once you do, and then he got to your bathroom. I think you've got a civil case here, not a legal case. But now he's drunk and there's kids, and they're going to put him in handcuffs.
It's not trespassing. I mean,
So-
you didn't invite the guy in.
No,
He
you
just-
open the door, and what did he say? The guy say to him?
He said, he's like, "What do you want?" Wait, hello. And he said, "I need to use the bathroom," pushed the man aside and went in his home. I'm pretty sure that's breaking and entering.
Push it. Well, you have to find something
entering.
broken. Yeah. to
Entering,
break.
yeah.
But by the way, it's just a phrase. You don't have to break anything to be an E.
Well, he is facing burglary, driving under the influence, and fleeing police charges. Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
So he fled.
He fled.
Oh, I didn't even get that part.
Yeah.
This guy's a full-blown criminal.
Yeah. When we come back in music news, a new item going up for sale. If you are a Beatles fan, you'll want to hear about this, Danny.
Yeah, I know.
In entertainment, a huge actor wants to assure you he is not wanted by police despite pictures showing otherwise. And you can get a free taco in sports. I'll explain in just a few moments. In music news, the Beatles are the subject of what is rumored to be the most expensive pinball machine of all time.
How expensive is it?
The most of all time, right?
Well, that's the rumor. They have not given us the price tag yet. So the company is called Stern, and they are the ones who make all of these rock and roll pinball machines.
That guy's behind everything.
Yeah, right.
Now, the Beatles, this is going to be set around the record-breaking year of 1964, where they at one point held the top 5 Hot 100 chart positions all at the same time. This is a collaboration between the pinball company Stern and Kapow.
Kapow!
1,964 will be released. Get it?
No.
1964.
1964.
That's the name of the game, not the price tag.
That's how many of the pinball machines they're going to put out?
That is how many will be released. 1,964. Now, they're going to be putting this up for sale, but they have not revealed the pricing yet. But
It's got to be $1,964.
You know, you think that, but they got to go with whatever's going to make them the most money.
yeah,
You know,
that price tag would make sense, but I think they go for more than that. I think pinball machines are very expensive.
I have no idea, but I think they're, because the kind that people have, doesn't Rick Jones have one in his house?
I don't know if he does.
I think
be
the ones
honest.
that people have in their house, and I see them on Pawn Stars and things like that, I think until they get to be collectible, they're a couple of grand all by themselves. So you throw they're the Beatles.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
seeing a price
I'm
tag
seeing
of
$5,000 for Kiss pinball machines.
yeah. The pinball company is selling it for $7,000.
Selling
Okay.
what?
The
The
Kiss
Beatles one?
pinball machine.
Oh, the Kiss
The
one.
Kiss one.
Kiss
Oh,
pinball
okay.
machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing some go for $9,000 as well. Yeah. So, okay. They're
Whew.
Yeah.
probably not 1964 then for that
So
one.
probably 10 grand.
Wow.
Maybe, yeah, maybe
If
it'll
I
be an
had
extra zero on there.
10 grand to blow, and I do not. If I thought that would get Amy and I into playing pinball as often as we play backgammon, I would buy it. That'd be hysterical.
Yeah.
That, you know, although I don't think she would intentionally like take the ball and knock down John Lennon. I don't think she'd do it. So I think I'd win on it. But that, you know, it seems like kind of a fun thing for a crazed Beatle fan.
It
and I
does,
happen
yeah.
to live with one of
Definitely.
those.
Well, I'll let you know once Stern unveils those
Thanks.
prices how much it will be. David Schwimmer has released an Instagram video. He released it late yesterday, trolling fans and British police who are on the hunt for a beer thief who looks just like him.
Just like, not a little bit like, not, oh, from that angle, you look a little kind of like Ross from, no, that's like twinsies going on there.
Yeah, I didn't see it before we talked about it yesterday. I looked at it after, and you're totally
I mean,
right.
not kidding around
Yeah.
looking like him. It's a doppelganger.
Identical. In this grainy surveillance-esque video, David Schwimmer is seen shuffling down a city bodega beer aisle, suspiciously clutching a case of silver tall cans as he leaves. Much like his British doppelganger, he is dressed all in black, and he looks up at the camera. And then he says, "As you can see, I was in New York."
Super funny. Super funny, good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
And you don't hear that much stuff about David Schwimmer being
No.
a great,
No.
like, fun guy to be around. He doesn't, you know, actors, like even the best actors, seem to end up playing themselves. They have neat quirks that people seem to like.
Right.
Like in every movie that Robert Redford ever does, he does this like kind of double take like the world's not that important. Like, I just want to see it again and again because it's so neat. That's what I think is happening with Ross. He just doesn't look that fun. So this
Yeah.
guy's going to go prove he's fun to be
Yeah.
around because he steals beer.
Well, they have not caught his doppelganger who stole beer from a store in the UK.
How hard can it be? The guy looks like Ross. Go
Right.
get him. And not Ross dressed for less. He steals from those guys.
I can't wait till they capture the guy and we can see if elsewhere he looks just like him or if it was just the angle or something, because it's uncanny.
It's uncanny.
And the man who plays a detective, Detective Tutuola, on Law & Order SVU, was headed to work to shoot Law & Order SVU when he was arrested.
Yeah.
Ice-T,
Yeah.
arrested by police for blowing through the Easy Pass lane on the George Washington Bridge from New Jersey to New York. He was driving a brand new McLaren.
Oh, my God. He's driving $1 million car
Yep.
And not paying his toll.
and not paying his toll.
Yes. Now, when the police pulled him over, that's when they found out the car wasn't registered. He says he thought that there was an Easy Pass transmitter in the car, like most people have a little sticker.
Not registered, like he didn't have any registration, or just wasn't registered with Easy Pass.
Both.
Oh, well,
So he thought he had the Easy Pass on his windshield. Well, it turns out he did not have the Easy Pass on his windshield, nor was the car actually registered. So they
To
took
no
him.
one?
Yeah. I'm guessing he had an assistant that dropped the ball. I have no idea.
Crazy.
Wow, that is crazy. And when you say arrested, put in handcuffs and taken to jail?
No, but they couldn't let him drive away, so they took him from the scene.
Because
To
did they
work.
have to impound the car?
Yes.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you don't tow a McLaren just right, you're going to do very
Yeah.
bad stuff to it. Now, did they take him to work or did they take him to jail? What did they do
They
with him?
didn't disclose. Don't know. They just said they took him into custody, but as in took him in a police car. If they were nice, they would have taken him to a little bit of trouble. He's got to pay some tickets or something.
Yeah, normally like they have a lot of respect for fellow officers.
Yeah,
You'd think you would-
except for the ones that had a hit record called Cop Killer.
That's right.
Remember that? Ice-T had a record called Cop
Yeah.
Killer. I wouldn't want to get pulled over after having a
very
record called Cop Killer.
Yeah.
And they were not nice to him for a little while after that.
No.
And this happened to a couple of people. He was doing a concert that was real rowdy, and the cops came out, made a display of the force, and then walked out. And there was no security of any kind, and they had to cancel it.
Wow.
Let's see. He was arrested, charged with theft of services, issued a summons, and then released. He also got a summons for not having plates and registration.
That's all
He
weird.
doesn't have. Okay,
Super
you
weird.
can't blame that on someone else. If you walk out to the car and there are no license plates, that's something you should notice.
Not true. I disagree.
That you could walk out to your car and not notice you have no license
I
plates?
wouldn't notice.
I wouldn't notice.
Really?
And
Wow.
also, you wouldn't have license plates when you just bought it. You'd have a tag in the back of your window.
Yeah, was this a brand new car that you just bought off
Brand
the
new
lot?
car.
Okay.
Well, there's no proof he bought it. It's not registered.
Right.
But Sarah and I would not notice. Never. We did this the other day. Who knows their license plate number? None of us.
I think I would notice that it wasn't there.
Okay, but it's nothing that I would go and look at. Nothing Sarah would go and look at. So I can see how that could happen to this guy.
This car is crazy.
Yeah.
It's so cool. A lot of people have praised the show The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And now we're finding out season 2 is set to premiere on December 5th on Amazon.
It sounds like something that would star Robin Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it won a bunch of awards. I haven't seen it.
It has won a ton of awards. Danny, I'm pretty surprised you haven't watched it. It seems like something you would enjoy. It won, let's see, it received 14 nominations and won 8 Emmys, including Best Lead Actress and Outstanding Comedy Series.
Who?
Who?
Best actress.
Rachel Brosnahan is her name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it
It's
was.
not necessarily something I think I would watch. Who's the titular character?
It is a woman who is in the 1950s and she becomes a comedian. Comedy fueled by disappointment and humiliation. And it's supposed to be absolutely hilarious and very well written.
Is it autobiographical? Is it
No.
about someone? No? Well, sounds like it's about everyone. Every female comic I ever knew.
Tony Shalhoub is also
I
one
love
of the
that guy.
people in it.
Monk.
Yeah. So it'll return December 5th on Amazon. We live in a time where everything is getting a reboot. We're talking TV, movies, songs. Everything is just being brought back.
Yeah.
The new Magnum PI looks, to use Danny's words.
Most of these reboots look, to use
Yeah.
Danny's words.
Well, the latest one that's about to come back appears to be Pirates of the Caribbean.
They're still doing it, aren't they?
Yeah.
A little bit strange, but Disney met with the writing duo from Deadpool, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick,
At least.
about bringing back Pirates of the Caribbean for a reboot.
But not like remaking
yeah.
it, not putting different actors in there, right? It's still going to be Johnny Depp, right?
It's got to be a whole new set
it's
of
a whole.
actors.
It's a whole new thing. I don't even. It's not the movies, is it?
They are talking about redoing the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Well, they have to. Johnny Depp's 100 years old now, so I can see that they have to. But a reboot, something seems wrong with that. Are you sure it's not good? They're not going to make it a TV show?
Positive.
Wow.
Now they're talking to these people who wrote Deadpool, so perhaps it's to make it funnier. I mean, some parts of Pirates of the Caribbean are funny.
Yeah.
But no real details and nothing is set yet, but they are writing a screenplay. These are also the dudes who wrote G.I. Joe, Retaliation, and wrote Zombieland. I just don't understand
Who
the
runs out of
need.
their way to get the guy that wrote G.I. Joe? It's awful. It was terrible. It's the only
Deadpool's
thing The
very
Rock
funny.
was bad in.
Zombieland was great. I don't understand why we would need to bring back Pirates of the Caribbean, but they're in talks to do
Well,
so.
I just think the words "bring back."
Yeah, I didn't know it ever left.
There's one coming out. They're still
Reboot.
they're finishing it up right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Their word is reboot. Jamie Foxx has joined the voice cast of Netflix's upcoming Neo Yokio Christmas special that'll be arriving on December 7th. Netflix made the announcement on Twitter with a poster that features the main character Kaz Khan with Christmas lights wrapped around his head. It'll be called Neo Yokio Pink Christmas. Jaden Smith, Jude Law, Jason Schwartzman, and Susan Sarandon.
That's quite the cast.
Yeah, it is.
This is an anime series created by Ezra Koenig of Vampire Weekend.
By the band?
The band Vampire Weekend.
Neat.
He's also the baby daddy of, what is her name? Super, super funny. Peggy Lipton is her dad and Quincy Jones is her father. What the heck is her name? I'm blanking.
So are we.
Yeah, I don't know.
Beautiful, very hilarious actress who was in Bridesmaids.
Oh, not Maya Angelou. What's
Not
her
Maya
name?
Rudolph.
Oh,
my
not
God.
Maya Rudolph. That's where I was
No.
going.
Amanda, can you find out what Peggy Lipton and Quincy Jones's kid's name is?
Peggy Lipton, the girl from Mod Squad. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And their kid is gorgeous. This woman is absolutely flipping hilarious. I can't believe I'm blanking on her name. Anyway, Jamie Foxx, going to be starring in an upcoming sci-fi movie for Netflix opposite Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, I like both those guys a whole bunch.
Are you talking about Rashida Jones?
Yes, thank you.
Rashida
Jones.
Jones.
How did I forget her name? She is awesome. Hey, next week, Rock the Harvest returns to the airwaves. We are hoping you will help us continue to raise money for Northwest Harvest. You guys have been amazing. Your support has helped us reach the $1 million total over the past 20 years, and now we start the climb towards $2 million. As I said, all to benefit Northwest Harvest in their fight to eliminate hunger in our local communities. So it's returning on November 1st?
Yeah, next Thursday. And they're so efficient in how they spend that money. That $1 million has bought so much food for so many people right here in our area.
Well, 100. They're doing something with our frequency number, right?
Yeah, $102.50
We'll feed a family of four for a month.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's amazing.
So next Thursday for the KZOK annual Radiothon, and we look forward to talking with you. Let's take a look at sports. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. This Sunday, the Seahawks return to action. They'll be in Detroit playing the Lions with a 10 a.m. start time, so earlier than we're used to. Pete Carroll says team looks great. Team is healthy as it's been in quite a while, so feeling optimistic about Sunday's game.
Good.
Can't wait.
Tonight, we got Thursday night football. Miami Dolphins, Houston Texans with a 5:20 start time. And the World Series continued last night. The Red Sox delivered another victory for the fans at Fenway Park. They now go up 2-0 versus the Dodgers. Now they're off today, and the series heads to Los Angeles for Game 3, 5:09 start time tomorrow. Now, Mookie Betts has had a good series for the Boston Red Sox, but what he did helps all of us. He stole a base.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, he stole a base, which means we all get free tacos.
Sure we do.
Nice.
Yay, tacos. Steal a base, steal a taco. The promotion returned. He stole a base, and therefore, on Thursday, November 1st, everyone who walks into a participating Taco Bell gets a free Doritos Locos taco.
And there's no other purchase required. They're expecting you to buy a Coke and those nacho
Yeah, right.
fries and all that stuff, but you don't have to.
No.
Right on, man.
Thank you, Mookie Betts.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Mookie.
Mookie.
Nike is continuing to add to its City Edition collection of NBA jerseys. The Minnesota Timberwolves are the latest to receive an update. They're doing something pretty cool. The Minnesota Timberwolves are coming out with a Purple Rain jersey.
Neat.
All about Prince. You know, he was a huge fan, a huge believer in his city.
Apparently, he could shoot, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like 5'0". And apparently, he's one of those guys that can get in there and do everything.
Yeah.
And he would play basketball with friends who I think they would think, well, let's take it easy. It's Prince. And then they get their butts kicked.
Yeah. That's always fun to see when the height isn't going to stop somebody from being able to shoot hoops.
Damn right. There's a few of us left.
The jerseys are very cool. The font on the uniform looks like the 1984 album and movie Purple Rain, and it's black and purple and very cool.
Amy was just asking me if that movie holds up.
No, the answer is no.
Yes, so I don't even know if it held up then, let alone now.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. A lot of show coming up today. We've got lots of cool stuff for you to win, like a pair of tickets to see REO Speedwagon at 7:20. And another chance at $1,000. Is that right?
That's right. We do it every single hour. We're giving you a shot at $1,000. Just listen for the hourly keyword. Text it to 200-200 for your chance to win. The next chance is coming up at 7:10. 100-meter relay. Now, however, he plays soccer for the Mariners, the Central Coast Mariners in Australia. Can you name this Jamaican sprinter turned Australian soccer player who is faster than a speeding wagon?
I can.
Go ahead, Nate. Do you know the answer?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Oh,
All right.
Wow.
bummer, Nate.
Mark in Spanaway, do you need to hear the clue again, or do you know the answer?
No, I got the answer.
All righty, this
It's
makes
Usain Bolt.
I'm sorry, say it again, please.
Hey, Usain Bolt.
Yeah,
Usain Bolt.
Usain
Is
Bolt. That's right.
correct.
Exactly right.
Congratulations, Mark. You have won a pair of tickets to see REO Speedwagon January 18th at the Emerald Queen Casino. You'll pick up your prize at the Jeep Winners window in our lobby, and the big news of the day is next.
It is the big news of the day, and it's brought to you by Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE or go online to goldbergjones.com.
There is a new study out that is showing there might be life on Mars. Sponge-like creatures
Oh.
could be lurking beneath the surface of Mars.
Like my agent?
Salty subterranean lakes on the red planet, they say, are capable of providing enough oxygen to support even simple animals, despite it has long believed that there has not been enough air on Mars to support life. They now have a computer model that suggests the planet's briny underground lakes are composed of salt and water that could store up enough oxygen for alien life to flourish.
Wow. Well, then where are they?
Yeah, where are the Martians?
Well,
Where are
Little
they
green men.
flourishing? Because this has been going on forever with Mars. Didn't they just find bacteria and microbes and a frozen underground lake? Mm-hmm. I think we're being lied to.
Well, we got to get somebody out there, Elon Musk. Or not Tim Branson. What's his name? Richard Branson.
Richard Branson,
Branson. He's not going to get to
Or
Mars.
SpaceX.
Yeah, there's all these people that are going to go now. Rovers, not dogs, because they died.
Yeah.
I've landed on Mars, haven't they?
Allegedly.
And then drill. Are you doing that again? And
We
then,
faked the Mars landing as well.
Yeah, what the hell? And then didn't they drill and find that there's going to
Yeah.
be water and some such stuff? So, but there's not
But
Martians
oxygen
hiding.
is the problem. They know there is some water underneath, but the lack of oxygen is why they don't believe that there has been life until now.
Well, let me just say this: that we're egomaniacs. Why do you think they need oxygen? Is because we do.
The
What if
Martians,
they
the
don't
little green
breathe
men.
oxygen? Oh, fish breathe with gills that purify stuff. Why do
Yeah.
they have to? I think we're being egocentric.
There certainly could be species of animal there that don't need the oxygen.
Right. They could breathe pot. That'd be so funny.
And if you are in college, you know that the biggest decision every college student has to make is what field of study to major in. Now, it doesn't necessarily lock you into your career path, as many of us know, but choosing your career path could set you up for the particular industry you go into. And a new study has been done to see where the most billionaires on the Forbes 400 list,
Yeah.
what major did they have when they went to school?
Oh, this is neat. Yeah.
So when you went to school, what did you major in if you are a billionaire? So looking at the 400 richest billionaires, the number one major, economics and finance.
Yeah. I guess that makes
makes
perfect
sense.
sense. Sure.
Then the second one would be engineering, business, mathematics, computers, politics, English, history, philosophy, physics. But the disparity between the number 10 and the number 1, huge.
It's got to be, because I will tell you right now, I know and may possibly be married to a person that has a degree in history. She's not making any dough being
Yeah.
an art historian, whatever you do. That's a Matisse. No, really, it's not. It's paint by numbers. Okay.
Yeah, art as well. Not a lot of art majors.
Not a lot of art majors making dough.
No surprise, if you want to be a billionaire, you're best off going into economics and finance and engineering. Knife-wielding robbers stole 8 French bulldogs, threatening a pregnant mom and her kids. They really wanted those puppies.
I really want those puppies, but I'm not going to stick up a pregnant mom. That seems rude. If she weren't pregnant, maybe. But a pregnant mom, you can't do that for a bulldog.
Well, pedigreed French bulldog puppies can sell for over $1,000.
Oh, over $3,000. No, Amanda, doesn't your mom sell them or breed them or something?
My aunt is a French bulldog breeder.
And how much do they go for?
About $2,000.
Yeah, man.
They're so cute, though.
They're so cute.
I got to tell you, these puppies, they look like aliens to me. They did. Look at them, like
The
a
ones
brand
that
new
these people
puppy
stole?
that are just out of the
Well,
mama.
Were they
yeah.
too young to be away
Yes.
from mama? Because are their eyes closed? Yeah, I guess I can see that.
Yep. Now, these puppies are brand new. They said they're not going to survive long without their mommy, so they're really hoping somebody finds them and returns them ASAP.
So what's going to happen is the thieves will figure out they can't feed them or take care of
Hopefully.
them?
Yeah.
I could feed a French bulldog.
Yeah, you're lactating?
With an eyedropper, I am.
Yeah.
I've seen them do it to panda bears and all
Sure.
sorts of bears. I could do it. Get one of those hamster things with a bottle and a thing and have the French bulldog go,
Perfect. Should
and then
work.
drink out of the bottle.
Some sad news to report this morning. The woman who created a Thanksgiving staple, the green bean casserole,
Yeah.
has died at the age of 92. Now, you know that some of the biggest things about Thanksgiving, you got to have that can of cranberry sauce.
I love the casserole. I love the green bean casserole. I love all casseroles. I think of the tuna casserole. Yum.
Yeah.
You got to have the green bean
Yeah, you do.
casserole. Well, she was working for the Campbell's Soup Kitchen, the test kitchen, coming out with recipes. In 1955, she combined green beans, cream of mushroom soup, all topped with the crunchy fried onions. And this was for the Associated Press, a big feature story they were doing on Campbell's. So she created this, and it became legend.
It is legend. It's so good. And you can do that with a bunch of things. One of my favorite meals in a pinch is Campbell's cream of mushroom soup just over white rice. I just eat it with a spoon or a fork, whatever, you know.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's
good.
yummy.
And there's been a lot of urban legends about Disney, Walt Disney World and Disneyland.
Right.
Turns out, according to the Wall Street Journal, one of the biggest urban legends is not urban legend, it is fact. It has been touted as one of the most popular places for families to scatter the ashes of their loved ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know a lot of people that want to go there.
Do they allow it, or is it people doing it?
No, they don't allow
Yeah.
it, man.
Custodians who work for Disney say it happens once a month. And when it happens, when they see somebody doing this, they have to put in a special code, and that prompts a HEPA cleanup, which is an ultrafine vacuum cleaner. They say it's one of the most
HEPA?
Yeah, HEPA,
Oh, HEPA.
HEPA.
HEPA filter, yeah.
whatever. I
Yes.
obviously don't have one of these. All right, so they
Nobody, I don't know the way any of us have
Yeah.
one. They're for,
Right,
they're
this
for
is-
sucking up guts and weird stuff and
Yeah.
alien juice.
ultrafine vacuum cleaner to suck up the ashes. They said the haunted mansion probably has so many human ashes, it's not even funny. They said it is unlawful. You cannot go to Disney to scatter your ashes, but it happens anyway. They said even the police have gotten calls regarding ashes.
Yeah, it's a big deal. My wife wrote an article. My wife, the author or writer, I don't know, but on her travel blog, The Clipboard of Fun, put the secrets of Disney. And I don't know if that's one of them or not. The cats are one of them, how to get certain kinds of passes. And I think there's a reference, I can't swear to it, about people spreading the ashes of their loved ones.
Crazy.
Now, they said it has been found on rides before, and if that happens, they need to
Well,
shut
of course
the
I
ride
went on
down.
rides before.
Ashes have been found on the rides. And they want to just remind people that if you want to scatter the ashes, don't, that it is illegal.
No, let me tell you that here's what I believe. Be more careful.
Yeah.
What are you doing letting people see you spread grandma?
Right, they say it happens once a week. It probably happens 20 times a
Right.
week. You just caught that one guy.
Why don't you make yourselves one of the 20 that didn't get caught?
Right.
I've scattered ashes before in my day. It's what happens when you get to be 59 years old. People that gave birth to you and their friends start dying left and right. So I have scattered ashes, and I truly believe that you could do it without anybody noticing at all. And I kind of think it's cool.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do say that most people have them in the, like little pill boxes,
Yeah.
little pill bottles, that they do hide it, but it's Disney. they see everything you do.
Cameras everywhere, staff everywhere.
All right, are you telling
Undercover.
me if you'd like to bet for money that I can't take a box full of ashes, I'll even throw in a couple of teeth just to make it seem completely real, that I can't spread those at Disneyland
But
somewhere and
here's
not
what-
get caught?
No,
I think
but
you
here's
could
what
do
it.
they
I think I
do.
could.
They don't throw you out unless you're being super crazy obvious. They have a special code, and then they come in and clean it up. They don't come and arrest you. They
I
they
don't
have
wanna
this
get arrested
code,
at Disneyland.
and unbeknownst to you, those ashes aren't being scattered. They're being scattered and sucked up into your HEPA vacuum cleaner.
That's still scattered. It's still a ride. Oh, I spread them on the teacups, and then somebody else put them in the whammy thing, and now they're in the disposal thing in the back, and Minnie Mouse is doing something weird to them. I think it still counts.
Well, that's the big news of the day, and it is brought to you by Goldberg Jones. Divorce for Men. 1-800-DIVORCE or online, goldbergjones.com.
Here's the rest of the big news. Sarah has a filthy mouth, and she's going to use it coming up in the filthy forecast.
It's Sarah with your filthy forecast. It's oh so wet. You had to slowly ease it in and out of those roadways. Take it slow and easy out there. That cloud all day today and a high of just 56. You might get a peek. Just the tip of the sun might poke in. And then tomorrow, more moist, wet conditions return. We'll be showering together all weekend.
All
Your
right.
soap on a rope or mine. Not the best weather front in Seattle. I'm Sarah.
Does she say that it's going to be 56 degrees out? Did you hear that?
I think so.
I
yeah.
think so, but I've never heard it before, and I thought, is she saying 56? Is it 56 degrees outside? Sarah, are you saying 56?
Maybe.
Maybe she's saying 56. Hey, let me tell you about money for nothing right here on KZOK. You get a chance every hour for 13 hours a day to pick up a quick grand from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Listen for the new keyword, then you text that to 200-200, and you have a very good chance of winning. Next one's coming up at 8:10. You know, apps are getting easier to use and costing a lot less. Or example, free. How about that? The iHeartRadio app. It's got your favorite music, your favorite station. It's all free. So there. Put us in your pocket. Take us KZOK with you everywhere you want to go. Listen on your phone, your laptop, or 200 other devices. Get it all with the iHeartRadio app.
Well, we just found out in Florida, a man was shot and killed at the Happy Place Sports Bar.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh because the man did die, but the Happy Place Sports Bar, and you said that wasn't the first shooting they'd had there.
Nope, it was not the first shooting.
No, it's like the fourth shooting or something you said.
They had several shootings at the Happy Place Sports Bar, so its name is not appropriate.
No, it's really not.
The Unhappy Place Sports Bar.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
better.
Yeah.
The Shoot Your Dead Place Sports Bar.
Yeah, that's good.
But we have found there are a lot of places that the name is just not appropriate.
Remember we were talking about the plight of the killer whales, and I said, maybe it's in the name.
Yeah.
Maybe don't
Right.
name them killer whales. You say everybody's, they're so smart and friendly. Why don't you name them smart and friendly
Right,
whales
yeah.
or something like that?
Well, here, I mean, Cape Disappointment, it's not disappointing.
It's spectacular.
It's beautiful. Why
What
do
is
they call
Paul?
it that?
What is it, Paul?
It's spectacular.
Really? And what's the Grand Canyon?
It's meh.
It's amazing to me how we can pick them now.
It's
a
not
big
the
hole in the
Grand.
ground.
Yeah.
It's not the Grand Canyon. It's the Meh Canyon. Yeah.
Right.
Well, Danny, what's a place or location that has a name that you don't think is appropriate?
Well, there's places that do that. They name things, like Rome, Georgia is inappropriate. It's not Rome.
Right.
Paris, Texas is wrong.
Yeah.
But I would have to go Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
Was it not that pleasant?
Nothing's pleasant about Michigan. I lived there for 5 years or something like that. The only pleasant thing was getting out of there. So Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
You guys listening, what do you think? What's a place or location that has a name that isn't appropriate? Call us now at 800-252-1025.
So a man was shot and killed, and we're sorry to hear that, but it was at a place called, what is it, the Happy Place?
Happy Place.
the Happy
Sports
Place,
Bar.
The Happy Place. I don't think that's appropriate, and I'm asking you, what place or location has a name that you do not think is appropriate? 1-800-252-1025, or of course, text away to 90627.
Good morning, James in Seattle.
Hey, James.
Hey there, Danny.
What's up?
Oh, well, to begin with, we refer to you as Bonaduce around the house.
Well, that's sweet of you.
And my place that's inappropriate is Point No Point over on the other side of the Sound. Me and the wife went there a number of years ago, and I said, oh, there's no point parking. And she said, what? We drove all this way, and there's what?
That is so funny. And by the way, is Bhagwan Aduchi? Is that what you said you call me?
Yeah, Bonaduce, yes.
I like that a great deal. I think that's wonderful. And you also pointed out the sound. Doesn't make any noise at all.
Right,
I
no,
look down on the
exactly.
sound all the time. What's it do? It does this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. They should call it and be done with it.
Farmer Ted, what is a place or location that's name isn't appropriate?
Good morning, guys. How you doing today?
We're all good. What's up?
Hey, I got one that actually, if you change the pronunciation, it would be totally appropriate.
Okay.
Butte, Montana. If you've ever been there, it should be called Butt, Montana.
I like everything but Montana. Well, aren't there buttes in Montana? Isn't it all chock full of buttes?
Yeah, there's buttes.
There's
There's
Yeah.
all sorts of buttes, aren't there?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Oh, good. What's up?
All right, let's talk to Bobby in Federal Way, asking you guys at 800-252-1025 a place or a location that's name doesn't really fit. It's not really appropriate. Hi, Bobby.
Hey guys, how you doing this morning?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I was in Vegas recently, and they have a strip club called the Slanted Clam.
My goodness. Well, they have a lot of strange named venues in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And all over the place because, to be honest with you, I find the Slanted Clam, I don't know what you're going for. You put it in front of a strip club, and now I'm offended. Now, I don't love it. It's right down the street in Vegas, another place, from the Pink Taco. I know what you're going for. There's no reason to do that. Believe it or not, there are, in fact, children in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Some illegitimate.
A place or location that has a name that doesn't really fit, that isn't appropriate, I would say, with all respect to the Chehalis tribe, hump tulips.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
no humping and there's no tulips.
That's true.
There's no tulips and hump
There's
tulips?
No.
I didn't know that. That's
Oops.
totally weird. Why is it called that? Does it mean something else in a Native American language?
It does, yes. It means
What does it mean? That's not hump or tulips.
it means hard to pole.
Oh.
Oh, they should call me that. But then they were playing a new game that's appropriate. There is also a Hell, Michigan.
Yeah.
What's up with Michigan? There's
Well,
Mount
is it
Pleasant.
great there, or
There's
is it hell?
There's Mount Pleasant, Michigan, which is not pleasant.
Yeah.
And Hell, Michigan is not hell. Now, if you change the name of Michigan to Hell, you'd be on to something. But that little spot, Hell, Michigan, it's fine.
A place or location whose name doesn't fit, isn't appropriate. What do you think, Sandy, the belly dancer?
Hey, Sandy.
Hi, it's Bambi.
Bambi.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
the belly
Bambi.
dancer.
It's Bambi,
Yeah.
the dancer, and you didn't get that her name might be Bambi.
I'm sorry, Danny, I did not. Good morning, Bambi.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. I'm from Los Angeles, and Danny, you know that is not the city of angels. No.
Yeah.
You can go
No.
somewhere
She's
else.
right.
You're not only right. As we started this, I wrote some notes down. Los Angeles, top of the list. So you and I completely agree on that.
What do you think, Rob in Louisville?
Well, this one's always made me laugh, Danny. I'm going to have to go with Lake Titicaca.
Now, why is that an inappropriate name?
I don't have a clue. It just don't sound right to me.
It
Yeah,
does
it
sound
does
right
not
to
sound
me.
right.
One you can squeeze and one you can step in. And I'm not telling you which ones.
Steffi calling
All right,
from
then.
Tumwater, a place or location whose name doesn't fit.
Those stupid honey bucket porta potties.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
right.
that is. That's what
no
they're
honey.
going for.
Right. They're
honey
definitely
in that
not
bucket.
sweet like honey.
There's. Well, you shouldn't taste them, Paul. But yeah, that's a bad name for those
Yep.
things.
What about you, Roger in Snohomish, a place or location that's name isn't appropriate?
Yeah, good morning, you people.
What do you mean, you people?
Here's a good and inappropriate. It's exit 69 in Michigan, in Troy, Michigan, and the name of the road is Big Beaver Road.
Big Beaver Road. And are all the beavers on it actually small?
That's exactly right, Danny.
That's exactly
Yep.
right.
We've got some great texts into 90627. Yakima, there are no yaks anywhere to be seen.
No, but I threw up there, and my mom was
Did you?
nearby.
Yeah, okay. Someone else says the neighborhood behind me is called Maple Tree Estates, but they ripped out all of the trees to build the neighborhood behind me.
Oh, that's
Funny.
amazing. That's funny.
And Amanda, what do you think? A place or location that's name is not appropriate?
There's a place in Fremont called the Sweet Spot. I used to work there, and it's a sugaring salon, which is like hair removal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ew.
that's not sweet.
That is not
No.
sweet.
No.
Is that now threading is one kind of hair removal, right?
Yeah.
What's sugaring?
Sugaring is they have a ball of sugar that's warm, sugar and honey on their hands.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I
The
don't want
things chicks go through.
It sounds like that. Chicks. A lot of dudes do that.
They do?
Sugaring?
Uh-huh.
Sugaring?
They get their back done. their
Yeah.
chest
Not
done.
by sugaring. That
Oh,
takes
yeah.
too long.
Oh, they do it.
She used to do it hands on.
I used to do it. Well, mine's a talk show, so hers is real life. Okay.
And let's talk to Dave in Federal Way.
Hey, what's up?
Hoppa Day from Guam, guys. Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, there's a furniture store up in Surrey, BC called, I got to say this slow. If I say it fast, it's going to come out wrong, okay?
Oh,
my God.
My child says, look, Daddy, it's the SOFA, sofa, right?
Yep.
Then the next word is king, cheap furniture.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
That's genius.
Oh, that's pretty
That's
brilliant.
genius, man. That guy's got a sign that says, I got to say it slow too. Sofa, king cheap. That's amazing,
Furniture.
man.
Amazing. Paul, what is a place or location that the name is not really appropriate?
Last time I checked, Rhode Island is bordered on the land by Massachusetts and Connecticut. Rhode Island is not an island.
It has
No.
a road,
Oh, you're
Right.
right.
but no island.
Why do they call it Rhode Island? It's not an island.
I have
It's
no
not an
idea.
island.
I do know that it's 3% bigger at low tide. That makes
Is
me
that
very
right?
happy that I know. Yeah, it's a real thing. I would like to change the name of a place because there's restaurants all over this country of ours called Friendlies. And I just want to get in a fight in there so bad because I just think it'd be hysterical getting a knockdown, drag out at Friendlies.
James Abothel, good morning.
Good morning, all.
What's up?
Well, the birthplace of Larry Bird, French Lick, Indiana.
Yeah, I've never been there, but I was aware of that place because it's just such a funny name.
Thanks for the calls and texts, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes with all the news you need to know. Well, more talk this morning about bombs being sent to various people in on the East Coast. A lot of people talking about that this morning as the latest one came in at Robert De Niro's house. 2 were sent to Joe Biden's house, but now we are getting word there have been several bomb threats in Olympia. The offices in Olympia, the neighboring town of Tumwater, have received 6 bomb threats since late September, which have prompted evacuations and an ongoing investigation.
Yeah, difference between, excuse me, this guy is he's not sending threats. He's sending bombs.
Yeah, right.
So, bomb threats, people do it because they're late for their plane. Remember?
Yeah.
They call in. So the bomb threats, although shameful and you're going to go to jail for it, is one thing. Sending an actual bomb to the ex-vice president of the Eastern United States, that's a big deal. And they're, like I said a few days ago, they'll get you within 10 days.
The latest threat in Olympia was at 2:30 yesterday, which caused the evacuation of the State Department of Health building in Tumwater. And they do believe that all of these are related. Now, they have not found anything, but of course, they're going to evacuate and sweep just in case this
Right.
person does escalate to putting a bomb there. Residents of the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands are bracing for months without electricity or running water in the aftermath of the strongest storm to hit any part of the United States this year. Super Typhoon U2 crossed over the U.S. territory about 3,800 miles west of Hawaii.
So everything named U2 forces itself upon us, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, this is a pretty massive storm. They said that this is a Category 5. Several people have been injured. They're not sure what the casualty rate will be. They said there's a lot of damage and destruction. It's like a small war just passed through.
And where is this place?
This is the Mariana Islands,
Right.
U.S. territory next to Hawaii.
Next to Hawaii, okay. Because I couldn't find it. Could you?
No, I mean, general idea, it's in the Pacific, but it's
See, I had it
pretty
off
big
the,
ocean.
I had it off the coast of North Carolina with those little
Okay.
barrier islands.
Nope, 3,800 miles west of Hawaii, U.S. Commonwealth, and they are expecting this to be a really difficult cleanup situation. Not that easy to help when it's so far away.
Yeah. Who lives 3,800 miles past Hawaii? There's nothing there. All of a sudden you're in China or Japan.
crazy,
It's crazy.
And a U.S. Air Force B-2 stealth bomber safely landed at Colorado Springs Airport.
How do you know?
It suffered an in-flight emergency. This is a $1.2 billion aircraft. It was en route to the Whitman Air Base Force in Missouri. 2 pilots on board were unharmed, and they are not telling us exactly what the in-flight emergency was, but there was some sort of issue with the number 4 engine. It failed, and then there was a complete failure. They said the pilots were able to restore the electrical system.
Wow.
Then they experienced pressurization issues. According to the Brigadier General, they're trained for this. I'm sure it was pretty terrifying.
Yeah, I don't know how many people are actually trained for that. I think people discuss it in a classroom somewhere. If all 4 of your engines go on, break out the jumper cables. That's what I would do. I don't know how much training really goes on for that.
It's like here, there's a long meeting and you're like, yeah, I'm totally paying attention to this. They train for it as in somebody mentioned it once in a meeting somewhere and you weren't paying attention.
So what you're saying is we have a meeting with our boss today.
Yeah.
And we're just all going to fade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you not been to those meetings?
You wouldn't know because I fade.
Now, of course, a lot of this is top secret. We're not exactly sure what the deal was with this B-2 bomber, but they are 2-person manned and capable of delivering 40,000-pound payload, including nuclear bombs. And, they are pretty serious. So had this not landed safely, who knows what we would be reporting right now?
Yeah, well, you'd probably be reporting a crash.
Crater.
Here's what makes me, I'm always shocked because I don't believe you. If you got a nuclear bomb on your plane and you crash straight down into the ground, nothing happens according to our little government. That's not how they detonate. I'm not really. Let me test that theory out with you. 'Cause if they drop it and don't, whatever they do to light its fuse, I don't know. We'll give it to the Acme Coyote. Whatever they do to it, it won't blow up when it hits the ground unless it's asked to.
I'd just rather they didn't try that out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Firefighters in California are issuing a warning to arachnophobes. If you are going to kill spiders, don't do it with fire.
What does that have to do with being afraid of Iraq? Everybody's afraid of Iraq.
One man used a blowtorch to take out the 8-legged freaks, as he called them. About 11 o'clock, Fresno's fire department responded to a home fire.
Oh, sorry.
The fire was lit by a man who was house-sitting at his parents' house. He saw several black widows, which are deadly, and decided he knew what to do. A blowtorch. Well, when you use a blowtorch to ignite spiders, oftentimes you ignite other things along with that.
Yeah.
He burned the house down. They did put a statement on Facebook saying, please don't use a blowtorch to kill spiders.
They do that all the time. Don't use a blowtorch to thaw the ice on your gas pipes.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
That's a big one. I don't trust anybody that happens to have a blowtorch anyway, unless they're a maniac on the floor. That, if you're a crackhead. You're a crackhead or a baker. One of those two things.
Paul, do you have a blowtorch?
Just a little creme brulee, like cooking torch.
As do I.
But it's still a tiny one.
You have a blowtorch?
I do, like with a canister that's probably a foot long.
Wow, what do you use it for?
Jewelry making, melting silver.
Oh.
So are we all maniacs?
No, but we don't trust you.
No, and we don't dance.
Terrible story out of Florida. 2 Satan-worshipping teenagers, well, actually tweens, were allegedly planning to go on a stabbing rampage and kill more than a dozen middle school classmates.
Wow.
Female students, aged 11 and 12, were found armed and hiding in a bathroom at the middle school. These girls allegedly brought butcher knives and pizza cutters to school to carry out this attack.
One of the teachers actually said you could cut the tension with a knife, so thank God those kids brought one.
School staff discovered the girls in the bathroom and took them to the principal's office, where they confessed to plotting the killing spree for satanic purposes.
They don't know anything. Remember the last ones with Slender Man or whatever it is? They don't understand what they're doing at that age, but they understand punishment. Someone should drop the hammer on these guys. Not literally, because that's asking for trouble, but, serious punishment so other kids know you can't behave this way.
They told the authorities they were planning to kill 15 people, And when they searched these two girls' homes, they did find a hand-drawn map of the middle school with the words, "Go kill in the bathroom." And they had looked at their phones and saw back and forth communication. They had planned on attempting to kill people.
You know, a lot of this comes from we're teaching these kids how to do this stuff on the news. They publish the hand-drawn maps ever since, what's that horrible one? The first one to set it up, the Columbine. Ever since Columbine, and they showed the map and the plans. Now everybody sees, before you go kill a bunch of people, you draw a map. I think we should start holding back the press on these people and stop making them famous.
Costco. If I say $5, is there anything in particular that you, Paul, or Danny think of?
Not at Costco, no.
$5.
The $5 bucket of chicken at KFC.
Nope, Costco.
$5
Costco.
footlong.
I heard you that. You just asked me what I thought of, and I thought of chicken.
Rotisserie chicken.
That's right,
$5.
yeah.
Costco. Very famous piece of merchandise.
And
that's
delicious.
crazy that they can sell. It's a big chicken. It's
Yep.
5-6 pounds of chicken, $5. It's crazy.
Yeah. And that's what everybody says. How do you do it? How are you keeping a $5 rotisserie chicken at Costco? Well, it's not been easy. They have been losing money on the famously cheap staple item for years, but they do use it as a way to get customers in the store where they then buy other stuff.
Right, works on me. I go there for that.
Well,
Not specifically, but I rarely go to Costco and don't get one.
What they've now opted to do is build their own production system to supply the warehouse retailer with poultry. They are taking matters into their own hands, opening up a $275 million poultry processing center.
So does that start with a farm? Are they going to grow chickens?
The Costco Chicken Ranch?
They will need
man,
to
that's a brothel.
contract 100 to 125 farmers to grow the chickens.
Ooh, pick me.
They bring the chickens to their plant, and therefore it will be cheaper for them to process. So, Paul, I'll let them know that you're looking for work.
My biggest production was 29 chickens in a year, so
That's not bad.
that might not be enough for
a year.
So I'm a little light on supplying.
Yep, you are. A Las Vegas aquarium says a capybara escaped while on its way to a vet's appointment.
Now, why do I want to say shenanigans? What is wrong with? Because I don't understand, so I'm just saying the word shenanigans. What is everything?
Well, a capybara, is the thing that looks like a giant guinea pig. It's huge.
No, I didn't know that. Now I mean, I did know it, but I couldn't remember it. Okay,
Right.
yeah, I got it.
The capybara it looks super sweet. I've never met one in real life, but they look really, really sweet. It's a giant, giant guinea pig. And they were taking the capybara to the vet appointment, and it escaped from its enclosure. It hid under a car, and then they had to use food to try to lure it out.
You said try. What
Oh,
happened?
no, it's okay. It's
Oh.
safe, but it got scared, and it tried to hide under a car.
It's a weird thing about the capybara and a couple of other animals in that same avenue, I guess, if you will. They have a protective stink gland. And if you puncture it, like some wild animal or a hunter that doesn't be real careful, it stinks like a skunk and it seeps into all the meat, so you can't eat it. Yeah, it's crazy. And it looks, the gland itself, because it's kind of on its back underneath some hair, so when they dig it out, it is the most, of course it stinks, it looks like that.
Gross.
Everything that looks like that stinks, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, what really stinks is what somebody has been doing in New Jersey.
Yeah.
For years, somebody has been dumping soiled diapers along several New Jersey roadways. Finally, they have captured the diaper dumper.
Yeah.
68-year-old William Friedman was finally caught, and he was dumping his grandson's diapers. He admitted to doing it.
I think his
and
grandson
said,
was dumping the diapers first, and then Grandpa was dumping the diapers. So it's dumping squared, I think.
He said it got to the point where not getting caught became a game. That he knew he didn't need to dump the diapers, but it was kind of a game because they couldn't catch him.
Yeah, I can see it, but $1,500 fine?
$1,000.
$1,000. Well, they'll probably teach some guy in Jersey, 68, maybe retired. That's a lesson, right? $1,000. It's
Keep him from doing it again.
You know, we give you a chance at $1,000 every single hour right here, and when we do it, we say, "Wow, $1,000!"
$1,000.
So when that guy, 68-year-old dude, gets hit with that, I think that's going to hurt.
Yeah. And in Florida, a DeLand aviation business owner is accused of stripping parts from his airplanes.
Oh, well, then they're going to fall to the sky and hit the land. Thank you.
Yeah, almost even worse. So this dude had airplanes, and then he would strip the parts from planes to sell them and replace them with older parts. So it looked nice and shiny and new on the outside because it was shiny and new, but what was on the inside was old. He would remove compasses, radios, batteries.
I think you need at least most of those things.
And replace them with inferior, older products.
Yeah. I'm thinking, and I've been thinking about this for 25 years now, but I'm still thinking about it, that I'd like to be a pilot. I'd like to be able to cruise around in one of those little single engines. It shouldn't be that hard. It takes 50 hours, which really, it sounds great, but it takes about 6 months to a year to get those 50 hours in.
Yeah.
But everybody, and this makes me mad and hurts my little feelings, no one I know will fly with me.
Really?
Like if I say, honey, I think I'm working about, first she says don't. And then when I say I'm gonna, she says I would never get in a plane. I can barely get her into an actual jet at Alaska Airlines with me because I'm so unsafe. That's what she says. But one of these days I'm gonna learn to fly.
Well, Danny, one of your dreams has been, well, of course, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, of course.
But also to be taller.
Yeah.
Well, there's good news for you for not being super tall. A new study says you have a better chance of getting cancer if you are taller. If you look,
I don't want to say ha. That'd be bad.
And especially much, much taller. Your cancer risk goes up 10% for every 4 inches that you are above average height.
So for every 4 inches that Paul is packing, he's gonna get cancer.
Yeah, I'm not going to get any cancer then.
In the United States, average height now 5'4" for women and 5'9" for men.
Yeah.
So if you are 4 inches,
So I'm a tall chick. I think that's the way I like to look at it. I'm a tall woman.
That's what we say about you.
Yeah.
so you have a better chance of getting cancer, mainly colon and kidney,
Yeah, I don't want
correlated to height.
You know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going
What?
to take that survey and study, and I'm going to roll it up, fold it up, stick it in my shoes, and be taller, yet not get cancer.
All right, we know Halloween is Wednesday.
I know what that means. Oh, sorry. Was that not?
It means then we have to get ready for the holidays,
Yeah.
Christmas, even though it's still 2.5 months away or whatever. My math is off, 2 months away.
But it's all still at the stores and stuff. You go in there, you would think Christmas is next week.
It does seem that way. And now the list is already out of the hottest Christmas toys.
Really?
It seems too soon, but it's not. Oddly enough, one of the top toys of the season, an advent calendar.
See that? We did that.
We did that. We made it happen. But this one I had also not heard of yet. A Lego advent calendar.
Made of Legos, or you get Legos in it?
Inside.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
That's nice. I like it.
Fingerlings.
You got to wait the whole month, though, just to build whatever the thing is that the Legos are supposed to add
it's
up
12
to.
Legos tall. That's it. It's not the Great Wall of China.
Fingerlings, which debuted last year, are still expected to be huge this year. It's a little monkey that wraps around your finger.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was a potato, which I enjoy those potatoes.
Those are
Those
good.
are good potatoes. Paul, was Jelly Bean into fingerlings?
She was, yeah. She's got a couple of them.
All right. Well, those are hot again this year.
All right.
Is she still into unicorns?
She is,
Okay,
yeah.
thank God. I spent about $9,000 buying his kid unicorns.
And she appreciates it.
Good.
Mega blocks, which I don't approve of because they took the C out of that word. Not mega blocks.
Oh.
So BLOK?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't approve either. And same reason. I'm with you.
Kids who are not ready for Legos, they're a little too young.
Yeah, they're
Mega
the big
blocks.
chunky ones, the fake Legos.
Mm-hmm. Why are we teaching our kids not to spell correctly?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I hate
I don't think
that.
the kid reads it, though, at 2 or 3 years old. I
They
think he
should.
just plays with the blocks.
In LA and maybe other places, there's a preschool where you can drop your kids off because it's called the Kids Corner. Not bad. All K's.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
And that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Counts Customs on counting cars. None of those consonants are correct.
Another hot toy for the holiday season, robot dogs.
Yeah.
Coding toys.
Yeah, that's a big thing with kids these days.
Well, they could be cold.
I don't really know what this is. Paul, do you know what the coding
Yeah, so
toys
they're
are?
they're teaching kids
code.
computer programming at early ages.
Which, by the way, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Really.
So you might have to make some sort of simple code for the toy to move, or it might be a car that has to go from point A to point B, and you've got to program it to do that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
One of the hot ones for the coding, they say, is Harry Potter. It's a Harry Potter coding kit. And Jurassic World toys also expected to be super hot this year. So your safe bet really is Legos and some monkey you put on your finger.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. And there is still a lot more to come. We've got music news. We've got entertainment. We've got sports. We've got your shot at $1,000 every hour of the day from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. You've got a chance at winning $1,000. We call it money for nothing on KZOK. Super easy to win. You listen for the new hourly keyword. You text it to 200-200, and the cash could be yours. The next chance to text in and win happens at 9:10. In music news, I'm not sure if you guys remember, we've talked about this a little bit, a online education company called Masterclass.
Yeah, sure.
You can sign up for this service.
Wasn't that an Oprah Winfrey thing?
No, she may
She
have
was
done
doing
one,
some, yeah.
But this is all different types of celebrities teaching something. So say you are into country music. Reba McEntire has taught a class.
Neat.
You could take a class from her or Usher or Christina Aguilera. Or if you are an aspiring guitar player, you can take a class from Grammy Award-winning musician Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine.
All right, I'll totally do that.
He's offering his first online class on electric guitar exclusively through this platform. Do you only want to do acoustic, Danny?
Yeah. Not only, but the songs... Yeah, you're right. I can totally do that.
Tom Morello, one of the greats.
Not really a big busking hit, that song.
Although, boy, I saw a guy the other day on an electric guitar with his amp and a microphone, and it was all being done on like a 9-volt battery, the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
I said, how long do you get out of that? And he said, at least 4 hours.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Tori Amos did a great cover of Smells Like Teen Spirit, and I think doing an acoustic Bulls on Parade, Danny, that might sound pretty fantastic.
Actually, I slowed down to almost the speed of a ballad, I Want to Be Sedated by the Ramones.
Nice.
And it's like 20, 20, and it's, really easy. They're easy chords. The Ramones didn't play real well. It's just in. But yeah, I do that all the time. I can take a song and, because I feel like I'm making it my own, and hopefully nobody knows, oh, he's making it easy.
PBS has been airing a show called The Great American Read. This is all about books, and with viewer support, the public was able to vote on a list of the best books for reading.
Yeah.
Now, again, this is called The Great American Read, and we found out this week who was voted at number one.
Number one.
Best book. I'm willing to bet you could actually guess it, Dooch Man.
Random Acts of Badness by Danny Bonaduce.
That's a great guess.
Yeah.
You are so close.
Do you remember how much you enjoyed that book, Paul?
I do remember that. I think of it fondly.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird.
And it didn't knock her off number one when her second book was just totally racist.
No, because it is what it is. It was a different time. You can't deny if you had a racist grandfather, you can't just pretend it didn't happen.
Well, you can. Just don't tell anybody.
I do.
But, it isn't what it is. Go to the public library or school's library and check out Tom Sawyer. Been edited totally because it was racist.
I think you can still find them.
Oh, you can.
Unedited,
Just go look. But in a school, N-word Jim is just Jim.
But a lot of people say, don't do that. You can't erase our history. You learn from your mistakes.
I totally say don't do it. Don't rewrite history. Know that we were bad.
The runner-up, Diana Gabaldon's Outlander series, the basis for the Star's hit TV show. And then Harry Potter, Pride and Prejudice, and Lord of the Rings. Other books that made it onto the best books were Gone with the Wind, Charlotte's Web, Little Women, The Great Gatsby, The Handmaid's Tale, and Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's cool. The movie they made of Charlotte Web, I'm in that. That's one of my coolest things. I sat next to Debbie Reynolds doing dialogue, by the way, and chain smoking. I was 14 years old, and you could smoke indoors back then.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to tell the guy from the party shine, don't blow smoke at Debbie Reynolds. That's bad. And they didn't until some other guy yelled at me. Tony Randall from The Odd Couple screamed at me.
Forbes has revealed the highest paid actors on television, and that list will not surprise you at all. It's all about the Big Bang Theory.
Of course.
4 of the 5 highest paid actors on the year are from the Big Bang Theory. Jim Parsons, who plays Sheldon, tops the list for the 4th year in a row. $26.5 million in the 12 months.
Right. Now, don't forget, there's residuals. That contract's worth well over $100 million for those 12 months.
Wow.
$100 million for that guy that can do the wacky voice.
Yeah.
I can do a wacky voice. Watch, ask me a question about physics.
Danny, tell me what you know about physics.
It's a dangling participle. And then hit me with a mallet or whatever they do on that show. Although I saw a little bit last night. I've never seen it. I saw it. And Bob Newhart was on, and he got in a fist fight with Bill Nye the Science Guy. It was semi-hysterical.
His co-star Johnny Galecki, second place with $25 million on the year, followed by Kunal Nayyar.
Oh, yeah, worth every penny.
Him and Simon Helberg, also from The Big Bang Theory. Both these two were in 3rd and 4th place, worth $23.5 million. Rounding out the top 5, though, not somebody from that show.
Not the girl?
Not any of the women from that show?
What?
No.
You can't do that.
No.
What happened to that equal pay thing?
Right, you can't make it public for sure.
For
I mean,
sure.
if you're going to do it, keep it to yourself, I think.
Mike Harmon from NCIS.
Yeah.
And is he still in a wheelchair?
Do you see a wheelchair under Mike Harmon?
Yeah.
$19 million for him.
Jeez. Do you know what I made on the Partridge Family? It was as big of a hit in its day as any of those shows. You know what I made?
What?
$400 a week with no residuals.
Yeah.
So for the, I forget, whatever it was, 30 grand for the year and no residuals at all. And then they canceled me in 1974 and I went, I'm sure I'm going to be rich and famous forever. And it turns out that's not the way that goes.
No Big Bang Theory money.
No Big Bang Theory. Well, it's kind of a Big Bang and I hated it.
The reason Kaylee Cuoco is not on this list is because it's the highest paid actors.
Oh, it's a man list?
It's a man list.
Oh, seems kind of sexist again.
Ed O'Neill, Eric Stone Street, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, Ty Burrell.
Who's Stone Street? I like his name.
He's from Modern Family.
Huh.
Fox has set Wednesday, January 2nd for the premiere of a new singing competition called The Masked Singer. It's based on a hit South Korean format. It will be hosted by Nick Cannon. Panelists will be Ken Jeong, Jenny McCarthy, Nicole Scherzinger, and Robin Thicke. This is a very, very successful South Korean TV show, also online, to the tune of 500 million people watching this show.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Never heard of it.
The Masked Singer features celebrities facing off against one another with a major twist. Each singer is shrouded from head to toe in an elaborate costume, including a full face mask to conceal their identity.
Okay.
They're saying that this is going to be big name celebrities.
No, I see it.
Yeah.
Like, what's the...
Jamie Foxx.
Right, no, but I was going to say that TV show now where people are lip syncing.
Lip sync
battle.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge celebrities that are competing on that. So they're saying this is going to be huge.
I like it. I like the idea anyway.
According to
And you know
Fox,
what I like about a new reality series? Is I always think I wrote them.
Yeah.
I always think, I remember back in 85, I was drunk and I wrote that. It was going to be great. But I never thought of this. I didn't, you know what? So it's new and bitching, and I'm very happy that it's going to happen.
They said that the people who will be on there, they're not even going to show any teaser trailers about who it might be. Nothing. You're never going to know until the show's over.
Mike Myers.
They're going to say...
the first thing I thought.
Yeah.
The people on this competition, 65 Grammy nominations, 16 multi-platinum albums, 16 Emmy nominations, 9 Broadway shows, 4 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and 4 Super Bowl titles.
John Legend. He has all of that.
Yeah. That's a whole bunch of EGOTs there.
There's a whole bunch of EGOTs.
Netflix has renewed the half-hour dramedy Atypical for a 3rd season. It just launched season 2. This is the story, coming-of-age story that follows an 18-year-old on the autism spectrum as he searches for love and independence. It stars Jennifer Jason Leigh and Michael Rappaport.
I don't like that guy.
No?
I used to like him a lot. He's kind of creepy.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a little
I
crazy.
hadn't heard that.
And he's a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him like go on rants and stuff and be crazy. I didn't know he was creepy too.
Creepy and crazy. The big C's.
Yeah.
Or K's, depending on
where
we
you're
are.
going, yeah.
Well, you don't like him, but I know something you do like.
What, money?
Money for nothing.
Money for nothing. luck.
Good luck to you. Text that word right now to 200-200 for your chance to win. CKZOK.com for all the rules and the details.
He's one of my favorite quarterbacks.
Which one?
Is it Andrew Luck?
Yeah,
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Megyn Kelly has been talked about quite a bit, and that show will be gone.
Well, the show is going to be gone anyway. It was a terrible show.
Yeah.
But, you know, when she was saying at a certain time it seemed okay for white people, because obviously the Wayans brothers did White Chicks. And she says in that show, when she's trying to make her case, that, you know, when white people put on blackface, it's terrible, and everybody on her show goes, yay. And then they said when black people put on whiteface, it's terrible. And at first I thought, well, nobody does that. What are you talking about? Then I remembered White Chicks. They did do it in the whole movie. You guys might want to Google Soul Man with C. Thomas Howell, 1986. Can't get into Harvard or whatever school.
Oh, I remember that movie.
As a white guy, so he goes in blackface and an afro.
Yeah.
And when he falls in love with a girl who I don't remember if she doesn't want to date a black guy or what it is that he has to be white again, he acts totally different. Then when he puts the makeup, hat, and afro wig on, he acts what he thinks is like a Batman. And the movie made money, and nobody said anything about it as far as I can remember. C. Thomas Howell in blackface for a whole movie, and it was a comedy.
Yeah.
YouTube, the king of YouTube, his reign is about to come to an end. PewDiePie, he just turned 29 years old yesterday. He has had the most popular channel on YouTube since 2013, posts several Indian music videos each day. Both of these channels have about 67 million subscribers. However, T-Series has just added 4.2 last month, and PewDiePie did not. So PewDiePie is about to lose his reign, his title of king of YouTube.
You ever seen any Bollywood movies?
I have.
I love them.
Do you?
I do. You know, I love the ones in English better than the ones in, I guess, Hindi. But the dance numbers are just spectacular. They're really cool. You should see them. They're really amazing.
Director Martin Scorsese will officially reunite with star Leonardo DiCaprio for the upcoming drama Killers of the Flower Moon. Now, they've worked together several times before. The last time was The Wolf of Wall Street, which did about $400 million at the box office. He finally won an Oscar for his performance in The Revenant.
Which he didn't deserve. It's just that he deserved so many ones before that.
Yeah.
They gave it to him. It was a terrible movie.
Oh,
Too
I
long.
loved it.
He had snot running down his nose, the whole thing, and it kept freezing up on his lip. It was gross and it was unpleasant. The only thing that I found interesting, I have known that story for years and years and years. I found that a fascinating story about that man. That's a true story.
Yeah.
The way that played out. A little differently than the actual book. But I just thought, everybody even said, just give it to him already. And they did.
Right.
I thought he deserved an Academy Award maybe for Wolf of Wall Street. He was great in that.
Let's take a look at sports.
Sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Sunday, the Seahawks will be playing the Lions with a 10 a.m. start time, but today is Thursday.
I know what that means.
Thursday night football.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dolphins, Texans, 5:20 start time. Baseball, the Red Sox delivered another win for their fans at Fenway Park. Why are you f***ing?
Because aren't you for them?
You.
Yeah.
Aren't you for them?
I am for
Well,
them.
I'm for the Dodgers. You're beating me.
I don't really have a dog in the fight. I just thought that was
Just
fun
want to
to
make the noise?
Yeah.
I understand.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, so game 3 happens tomorrow in Los Angeles, and that is a 5:09 start time. And if you missed it earlier, we told you, steal a base, steal a taco. The promotion was on again, and a base has been stolen. Mookie Betts stole a base, and therefore you get free tacos.
That's very nice of Mr. Mookie Betts.
It is indeed. And
Do anybody know which base he stole?
he stole first to second.
First
So
and second, because third's the big one, right?
He
If
did
you- if
actually
you can
steal last night, too.
If you can steal, no, I mean if you can steal home.
Yes.
Very few
Oh,
people
yeah.
have done that, but it can be done, right?
It
Yeah.
absolutely can, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a pass ball last night, and he went from second to third.
That's
But
gotta hurt.
the first game, he did indeed steal a base, and therefore, y'all get free tacos November 1st.
Do we get 2 tacos? You say he stole 2 bases. Why don't I get 2 tacos?
That's not how it works, my friend. I'm sorry.
No.
I'll
He
change
also
the
broke a
rules.
bet. Why don't I get an Aussie record? It's just they don't just give you because he says it rhymes or something.
And the Minnesota Twins this morning have hired Rocco Baldelli as their next manager. He is 37 years old.
And one of my people.
Will become the youngest manager in the majors and the first manager to be born in the 1980s.
Wow. That just seems so weird.
Pretty impressive. He played 7 years in the majors and will be the youngest manager. And that's a look at your sports, brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Wow, we seem to have jumped ahead, in my opinion, did we not?
We're just wrapping up the show.
All right. Then let us bring in Steve Slayton. He's an awesome DJ. I love saying DJ. And we'll bring him in, and he will play a lot of classic rock and roll for your listening pleasure. So let's get out of his way. Bye.